Ooh, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. We are continuing our work on Dreadtail. So, what I want to do right now is I want to make something pertaining to audio. So, we made a soundtrack. We made a soundtrack. Do I have it in here? I do not. Okay. Just going to quickly get that over. We have the Safe Room ambience soundtrack, so we're going to be using here. Okay. So safe room 1, safe room 2. Pop that in. Cool. When the player walks in, this soundtrack needs to change. And in order for us to do that, we have zone sounds player. This is an object that we made with the sound engineer. Oh boy. There we go. Just gonna pretend that was always there. Oh. Expect an end of statement. Oh, right. It's gotta be square brackets. There we go. Okay, so we have these zone sounds, but that's when we like walk into a particular area and there's a bunch of like clinging, clanging, clink clanging, you know, all sorts of like ambience one shots, I think. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create another thing. It's gonna be an area 3D, and this is gonna be OST zone. OST zone. Okay. This OST zone is gonna go into objects, audio. Okay, and we're gonna give it a script. Objects audio, no, scripts audio. OST zone. All right, so we're gonna give ourselves the ability to set the soundtrack. Export soundtrack file. I guess soundtrack, yeah, soundtrack file. And then audio stream is what we're gonna supply in here. Next, we're gonna check when somebody enters. It's a variable, by the way. We're gonna check when somebody enters it. Area, body entered. And of course also body exited. We need to check if the body is the player. So if, I think we can borrow that from sound. Interesting. Safe room zone. Zone soundtrack. There we go. Zone sounds. So we have this thing. If body is in group, local player group, that's what I want. That's the only thing I want. Okay. So how are we going to handle it? Well, we do have an object that we created a while ago called audio handler. And it looks like it's got var ambience bank. It looks like it's got some ambience already written in it. Play secondary ambience, stop secondary ambience. Okay, secondary ambience is for rustling sounds or some sort of drones, stuff that just plays in the background when the music is not playing. So I suppose what we're gonna do, we need to play a sound. We need to play a sound. How do we... Not a sound, but a technical whole soundtrack. Let's get at least something going. So OST zone. Maybe we could just handle it here. Audio stream player. So this would not be 3D. This would just be audio stream player. And when the player walks in, we're gonna do. Oh, we're gonna do what? We need to make it play. So in the ready function, we're gonna talk to the audio stream player, and we're gonna set the stream to be whatever this file is. Okay, when the player walks in, we're going to play the sound. When the player walks out, we're going to stop the sound. At least just to get the ball rolling with something to start with. So, OST zone is done. We're going to go to the safe room. That's a status sign. That's a flip panel. That's my sandbox. Oh god, there we go. Takes a while to load. Security checkpoint. Heavy bunker security door. Rotating switch. Don't need that. Safe room 1. There we go. Okay, so all of these components are part of the ceiling. I think what I'm going to do here is let's do reparent. Reparent to a new node. Node 3D. Ceiling. I'm going to hide it. And I'm going to place the OST zone here. Place it from the top, or view it from the top. And I'm going to give it a collision polygon 3D. And I'm going to draw... Oh, come on. Collision polygon. How do we draw this? Oh, okay. Do I have to like grab the move tool or something? Translate. Okay, how do I draw the shape? What is this? An empty collision polygon that affects the collision. I know. How do I draw this? Right click? Shift? Nope, that's my menu. Okay. Well now. Oh, really? 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 We can't do it in the top view. That is useless. That is absolutely useless. For God's sakes, okay. I'm just gonna try to do it like this. What a piece of garbage. Okay, so we're gonna... Okay, am I stupid or something? Look, it's selecting other crap. I gotta... Oh my god. Okay, why is it drawing like this? So it's probably drawing like this because it's rotated. Why are you drawing vertically? Okay, this is actually kind of nuts. It's rotated by 90 degrees. There we go. Okay, so that's good. And then if we go to the top view, can we do it? Yes, there we go. Okay, so that's fascinating. The collision shape is sideways, so I have to rotate it. Okay, and then we do that. And I think that's it. Yes, okay, that gives us a shape. We can set the depth of the shape. Yeah, so that's going to be detecting when the player enters it. I really like this method of adding collision shapes because it really allows you to make some pretty precise collision shapes for complex rooms without having to do like a bunch of boxes and rectangles and collision shapes and all that stuff. Okay, let's give it a try. I want to place the player spawning area, spawning point, next to the chunk we're working with, which is this one. From which orientation? Right here. Okay. Let's run it. Just sending message. Man, what's with a crackly voice? God damn it. Here's your coffee, Mr. Simpson. Okay. Oh, I am halfway in the ground anyways, so I need to go edit this object. I need to go edit this object. This mesh needs to be like right here. Because if we place it, yeah, there we go. Because if we place it and the center point is in the middle, we get stuck in the ground. Okay, there we go. Just gonna pull this. Well, I don't hear. Oh, I don't hear anything. Okay, let's take a look. Safe room. Does this work? Body and group, player group. Okay, we have caution light 0. And it's being printed over and over and over again. Caution light. Okay. This. Right. Safe room status sign. That was for testing. Okay. Save that. I didn't actually place a print command here, did I? I want to see if this actually works. Print something entered, and then print player OST started. Okay. Okay, what have we got? OSC started. Ah, right. It would help if I actually tell it what to play. You know? OST zone. Let's give it an actual soundtrack. This is going to be Safe Room 1. Let's just give it a test. Okay. So we can hard assign a particular OST, safe room OST to a particular safe room. Okay, just making sure that I can't trip it while not being inside. I think I hear it. Nice. I kind of want the environment to change a little bit when we're in the safe room. Like the fog could be a little bit colder, maybe more rolled in. It's no longer safe. I gotta get back in. Okay. Now. I do wonder if I should just make it continue from where it left off. Hmm. Right. Well, that's where we get into the meat and potatoes of it. So I could assign a specific soundtrack to a specific location, but that means that if I have, let's say, 5 or 7 or 10 safe zones, that's how many soundtracks I'm going to need to write. So maybe what we can do is have it be not a single audio stream, but an array of audio streams. Right. We don't have to do that. Actually, we do have to do that because we're not talking to this is an area node. We're not talking to an audio stream player. Yeah, so that's fine. And now we can choose this, place this here, and then we can have it randomly choose which soundtrack it's going to play. Percentage sign, random number based on the size of this array. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's the same soundtrack. And it only decides it once in the ready function. So once a soundtrack has been assigned to a location, that's the soundtrack it always plays. Okay. I kind of want the inside to be like the only thing the player has to focus on. So maybe we can choose a stylistic solution where let's do, I think we have a environment, generic utility, interior environment, trigger zone. There we go. Which we might actually have to rename it to just be like environment trigger zone. Let's see here. So inside dark, that is something that we can do here. Let's double check that. And when we exit the zone, we get the outside. And I'm just copy pasting the same collision shape I've used before. Okay. Okay, there we go. So that's the environment changing. So it's interior. Uh-huh. The fog outside is still the same. Now, what kind of fog is that? Is that the regular fog or is that volumetric fog? Let's double check this. No, that's volumetric. There we go. Okay. So we can go, we can choose to say we have particular artistic merit and the fog outside will turn blue and cold because of, well, because of the type of feeling that we're trying to convey. So it doesn't have to be realistic in this case. Now, why don't we make sure that when we transfer to a different zone, the color, fog color, gets transferred as well. So what fog color is that? That is volumetric fog albedo. Now what's interesting is that volumetric fog albedo currently is not using the same color as the emissive. Can I set that to black? Huh. Interesting. Actually, that may very well be exactly what I need. The emission map might have been screwing something up. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that's probably why I couldn't get such a solid effect. It's because I just had the entire fog quite literally emit light. We're gonna keep it this way, because things are looking a lot more gritty this way. Okay, I'm gonna make sure the note. Okay, just sending message to folks so that nobody messes around with the environment node. Because yeah, we're gonna start settling in on some values here. Okay, so albedo, volumetric fog albedo. That's what we're looking at. Albedo. Okay, we're gonna just simply use the same fog color. Okay. Mm-hmm. We might have to make a new environment for the safe room. Oh man, this is a little bit easier to look at. Okay. Let me just double check. So that's still a factor. That's fine. I think this may be interesting. Well, wait a minute. Why is the regular fog still like this? I disable volumetric. Light energy. Whoa. Okay, light energy. Interesting. This is how much the exterior light affects it. Okay, and then density. Ah, man. The density sucks. I liked my beginning and end features. Like this is terrible. Like I need to make it more visible. But then that reveals the edge of the render distance. Interesting. We can even do a sun scatter. Maybe a light one. So we can at least tell where the sun's coming from. Okay. And the light energy. Aha, okay. So light energy determines how much the directional light affects the fog. Yeah, definitely don't want that. Antoine, welcome. Antoine, I posted a message in the group chat, but from this point on, the environment node is off limits because I'm trying to hone in on some values. At least the environment node in the main level. You can still mess around with the one that's in your project, you know, like in your sandbox. Okay. Are we at the edge of the map? We are. We're somewhere. I think we are at the edge of the map. Okay. Pull that down. And then it changes to this. And then we're in the dark. So having some lights in here might be a good idea. This is reflecting quite a bit. Maybe we should make a separate environment for specifically dedicated to the safe room. Let's see. So dark inside, open inside, outside. Let's copy dark inside. And we're going to make a safe room environment. Okay, so first of all, background color. I think we should be able to take fog color. Give it like a very darkish, cold. Can we do this? Come on. And then is that still going to work? Yes, it will. But if we change it, it's going to go back right to this one. Boo. Okay, that's fine. Cool. And then fog begin, fog end are no longer properties. I sure hope they come back, though. Camera attributes environment. Yeah. Fog density, what a bunch of nonsense. Exponential fog density to use, higher values. If they at least included like a curve, that would have been much better. Okay, let me keep the volumetric fog enabled. Oh yes, and since we now have this definition, safe room. This is going to be using. This is going to be used in here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. What else can we change here? Fog begin is more like fog density. Okay. So we go back here to the level. Fog begin. Place all. Fog density. Actually, I think fog end. Nah, that's too high. Yeah, we're gonna have to rework these values. What is the current fog density? Yeah, yeah. Plug it in 91. It's not gonna make us any happier. Fog density. Let's go up to where? So when we're inside, we can try this. That is just way too much. Man. Okay, I guess we'll see what that looks like. So there's no fog end. Get rid of that outright. And then when we get into the safe room, this is going to be this much. God ray exposure. I gotta say, the God ray effect was actually a lot more subtle than the volumetric fog in Godot 4. Like it's a little over the top. As a matter of fact, I have a feeling I might actually have to tone. I have two fog properties, one for the regular fog and one for volumetric. Because it ain't good. This is like too much. What is the current value? The current value is supposed to be something more like this. Okay. That's outside. And then inside open, inside dark. This is supposed to be quite a bit closer. So that's this one. Okay. Yeah, and once we get really inside, that's when it's got to encroach. Okay. Yeah, now it's a random. Huh. Fog density does not actually do anything right now. It should. Light energy. The environment transition speed also should be adjusted. Let's see. So in speed is going to be a little bit slower. See, I don't like the amount of fog that is currently just inside of this room. So if I do this, however... Yeah, man, this is actually not good. The fact that they joined fog begin to fog end is making it kind of difficult to dial it in. probably just work with volumetric fog. Place volumetric fog volume. Well, we don't need 2 fog volumes. We actually, as a matter of fact, we need less fog. It's just that we... I think I'm gonna have to control volumetric fog and regular fog separately. Like, look, this is like way too much. There's not supposed to be this much fog on the inside. So, we'll have to say the density of regular fog on the inside is none. Okay. Let's see here. So, fog color. Maybe even have to set volume fog color and volume fog density. I also think I'm gonna have to implement a feature that prevents the environment from being updated so I can dial in the values. You can place a volumetric fog custom 3D volumes and 3D space outside of the room. But the problem isn't the fact that it's the volumetric fog. The problem is the regular fog is encroaching into the room and there's no way to exclude it. There's no regular fog volume. There's only volumetric fog volume. So I have to have 2 separate controls for controlling the regular fog and volumetric fog. Okay. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I have a piece of code here. Transition environment. We're never actually using this again, are we? Yeah. We have, although we have a ready function that technically does something. Interpolate property. I don't think we need any of this stuff. Oh, it's returning. Yeah, so let's nuke this. Get rid of this, because the whole ready function doesn't do anything. Okay, that's the nav mesh. Process. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it so this does not get updated. Var env auto update false. True, technically. Okay. So if this is true, now we're going to allow this whole thing to update. Now, fog light color, and then fog density. I'm going to bundle that together. And then oh, that's interesting. Control-Shift-F allows us to find in files. Nice. Volumetric fog albedo. Volumetric fog density. Okay, we're going to be using volume fog color. volume, fog, density. Okay. Hopefully we can just work with this. Now, I have to have a way of updating this variable. And I think what we might have to do is add an extra developer tool. Player TSCN. It doesn't have to be player, actually. Although we already have a bunch of stuff in the player. Like all the development stuff is in the player, so probably could just place it here. And we bugged out. That's lovely. Okay. Launch that again. Any day now you'd like to load. Okay. Nice. So player. So we have dev tools right here. I honestly feel like we should just move the dev tools into a separate place and decouple it from the player. Although we do have a lot of player related stuff being drawn here. Location teleport, item database. Okay. Let's get another panel here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give this panel a definitive size. So that is the minimum size. Whoops. That is supposed to be on the x-axis. Okay, and then I'm gonna do an hbox container. Place it here. Stretch it out. And then let's do another panel container right beside it. Okay, so this is environment tools. Do level tools. Okay. Button. Let's give this button a name. So we need a VBox container actually here to organize components vertically. Environment auto update. Oh, what happened? Son of a gun. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Environment auto update. Okay. Maybe we should have some sort of a grid here instead of a VBox container. Or we could just have it in the buttons. Yeah, sure. Change type, grid, container, and then we're going to use a label. And then here we're going to change type, checkbox. Okay. Yeah, maybe having the checkbox first would be okay. Oh, checkboxes have text in them now. Okay. Nice. There we go. Environment auto update. It is going to be on by default. env auto update. Beautiful. And then what do we do? Oh man, I'm half tempted to move the dev tools outside of the player. It already has a script of its own. It does all this stuff. Okay. I don't feel like sitting down. Switch to desk standing mode. Yay. Okay. Let's see. So we got env auto update. Let's get a button toggled. Yes. Button toggled signal. That was sent to the player. See, that's actually one of the reasons why I want to move it. DevTools. Okay. Let me do this. Save branches seen. Okay. This is objects, utility, DevTools. We're going to remove it from here. So player only has player interface stuff. We're going to go to auto load and then load up an object, utility, DevTools. And that is going to be a singleton now. Okay. Cool. Now let's see what breaks, what's broken, what's breaking. I assume lots going to be breaking. Broken. Okay. Is it already? There we go. Alrighty. What do we have? Invalid text on base null instance with a value type string, so that's ground ray. Right. We're gonna have to change the ground ray. Control R. With ground ray node. Okay, and in the ready function, we're gonna have to acquire it. That's the player. That is the player. Well, hold on a sec. This is the code that is in the player that's just reporting what is right. What's the ground ray touching? Okay, so we're going to take that out. Right, see, that's why we're doing it. We're moving all the irrelevant stuff in here. Okay. Show what the player is standing on. Okay, so we need to have a player reference here for sure. So var player. I think we could just do on ready. Get tree so that we can access get nodes. Get first node in group. Local player group. That ought to do it. And then in the player, get node by the name of ground ray. Identifier floor collider. So DevTools is already where we are. Floor collider. We need to get the collider. So we do is colliding. That's cool. And then we also do convert it to a string. Get collider. And if get collider returns null, I think it should still convert it to null and then printed it here. Hopefully. Well, there's plenty more to fix. That's fine. If only it didn't take so long to load. Okay. Eval set index text on base null instance. Gravity applied. Right. Floor collider. Gravity applied. Interesting. And it was only supposed to print when it is colliding. All right. Fair enough. I honestly don't know how useful that is right now. I think we could just remove it. Mm-hmm. Player velocity. Okay, fair enough. Mm-hmm. Cool. As of the next project, we'll just make sure that we don't place the developer tools in here. If I'll send the next text on base null instance with a value of type string. Right, that is also in the player. Get all this stuff out of here. Okay, HP is in the player. Mm-hmm. Also, come to think of it, I think the topmost node should actually be a canvas layer. Mm-hmm. Walk speed chart. Walk speed chart. Now that's fascinating. Eval get index walk speed chart on base control. Get owner. This is supposed to be player. Because it used to be in the player. When you get the owner, you would get the player. Okay. Okay. Slowly getting back to where we were before. Yep. Dev interface process. Not a thing anymore. Just gonna remove it from here. Go back here. How long have we been working with Godot? I'd say since 3.6. Whenever that came out. That seemed like a pretty good starting point. I think it's about the same as me. Yeah, people were like talking about 3.6 being a big deal. And then Yo-Yo Games decided to pull a dick move and take their unlimited free, whatchamacallit, access from their low tier engine, Gimmick Studio free tier, to like a 30-day trial. And at that point, I was like, yeah, you know what? I can't teach this. The hell with you. Still feel like a beginner. Yeah, so am I. Little bit at a time. You tend to you know, come across a hump. How do I do character navigation? I have no idea. And then, do a couple of tests, and then you won't feel like such a beginner at that particular subject. And then you do it a couple of times, and then it's like, hey, okay, I know where to go. FPS animation, we don't want to display that here. Oh man, we are just de-bloating the player. Hello, good people. I see YouTube decided it's like, all right, let's send the notifications to all the viewers. This guy suffered in loneliness enough. Okay, cool. Dear God, there's a lot. State, yeah, we'll need to know that. Mm-hmm. Kind of game are you making? I'm working on several consecutive projects. This one is discover the secret of a bunker spread across the middle of a swamp. Don't need to talk to DevTools. We are the DevTools. Several projects, same as me. It helps keeps things interesting, And they're vastly different. Hey, Vishal, there you go. There's my regulars. Nice. Hey, okay, so we are running again. Beautiful. All right, so pull that up, and let's see what breaks here. Nothing breaks here. Okay. So, oh, that's a 3. I don't want to teleport anywhere. Fried chicken, man. Okay. Really don't like the idea of having to pay people that made the hammer. I mean, there's plenty of really nice open source hammers out and about, But if you have the kind of project that demands some, I don't know, powered hammering, if it gets the job done faster, then it's worth the cost, I don't knock on Unreal people for making that engine free for people to like make their projects around, and their philosophy is that if you're successful, they're successful. If you make an amazing product using their engine, then why not give them a cut? They made your project a reality. But the thing is, most projects that people make, especially indie games, don't need Unreal level of features and fidelity. The hammer of the community. Bad day for you to be at work. Here we are with a healthy dose of inspiration. Every day, man. Hell yeah. I mean, you buy the hammer, you don't subscribe to it. Again, you have this. It's not that you buy the hammer, it's that you buy the commonly available hammer. If you want the super hammer, you know, that gives you the features that you seek that regular hammer does not offer, then that's what it is. You gotta pay for it. I mean, it's much the same reason why I paid for tools like Substance Painter, right? That helped me get textures done eons faster than I could ever do them in Blender. I could use Blender for texturing. It would just be a pain in the ass. It would take forever. What would take me an hour to make a texture would take me like, I don't know, 2 hours with baking and everything, and, you know, lack of smart materials and masks and edge detection and all that good jazz. Yeah, if it's a good tool, you pay to speed up your process. So, you know, I wouldn't really agree with that analogy. Not entirely, at least. Okay. Zoltan. Ugh. Jesus. Zoltan only uses those MIT license open source condoms. They found a penetration test issue last month. A whole lot of people had to get in there and then patch it up. Oh boy. Beat that horse to death, why don't we? Okay, I need to be able to close and reopen that that panel. Location teleport, so we're gonna one size fits all. Ugh. God. Where are you getting the condom? Something, sorry. Party comment is cut off. Hope Zoltan's not sitting here with his kid. Daddy, what's a condom? Okay. Let's take this panel here. So level tools. That's what we need to do. Level tools dot visible false. Okay. Now, should we give it a separate shortcut? What do we use to reveal this? DevTools panel. What does this reveal? Locations teleport. Okay. That's F2. F3 is teleport. Do we have F1? F1. We don't have F1. We might be able to use F1. Okay. So dev tools. I guess we'll just do dev tools. Let's rename this. So this is dev teleport. Already exists. Uh-huh. Okay, that is interesting. Say hi to Canadians, my little clone. Well, hello there. If you're ever in Canada, we're gonna go clubbing. And it's not the kind of clubbing you think of. Hope you don't like seals. Okay. Little tiny white baby seals specifically. What do we got? We got DevTools. DevTools spawner. Man, we have a lot. DevTools campfire, tools panel. Tools panel. That's F2. Dev teleport is F3. So what the hell does DevTools panel do? That's the teleport. What the shit? Excuse me. A boot. a boot dot. Okay, locations teleport. Ah. Okay, dev teleport. Ah, right. Okay. Okay. Dev locations. Let's call it that. And now this, dev tools. Okay. There we go. We're going to check if the action of dev tools is pressed, and then visible. Maybe we should just base it on the visible of the panel itself. Okay, and then here, I'm half tempted to make the entire panel appear, like teleport items, locations, all that stuff at once. I don't know if it's such a good idea. That's a lot. Have UI panel showing the DevTools shortcuts all at the same time on the screen. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's see. So we have level tools. That's what I want. And then level tools is going to be equals to not what level tools is right now. Okay. Let's give that a quick test. Okay. So, oh yeah, I never applied the input map, input key. Let's do F1. Well, at least now that we have it in a separate location, disabling it is going to be fairly simple. If you can remember Blender hotkeys. Funny. Yes. Blender hotkeys. Okay. Oh, well, that's crashing. At least it's progress. Okay, level tools is in the HBox container. All right. Location teleports just by itself. All 2,000 of them. Man. Oh, more crashing. Okay. Right. That makes sense. All of this, just because I wanted to move the developer panel outside. And we also need to make sure that clicking the checkbox disables environment updating, so we can dial in some values. There we go. And I want to be able to change that. It does not let me because I think we need to change this. Change type to canvas layer. We need to bring it, well, like layer 20. Put it up on top of everything. The environment looks a hell of a lot better than the Godot 3 version. I gotta say, there's a couple of things that I'm not happy about. There's a couple of things I'm not happy about. The general fog being reduced from fog begin to, and fog end to just fog density makes it actually less flexible. Because sometimes I want to make sure that the fog doesn't begin until, let's say, 3 meters away from the player, but the fog falls off into a fairly steep curve. There is no such control. Maybe if they added the curve, the fall off curve, then that would be helpful. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I need to fix. Right now it's got this pinkish look to it. It's not supposed to. There we go. That's perfect. And then, okay, that's teleport locations. If I click one of them, it's not going to work. You can make a fog volume of your own quite easily, I think. Yeah, but that's not the point. The fog volume is not going to magically make the regular fog not work. Antoine was already talking about that. Okay. What do we have here? Get owner. Nope. That's player now. Pink is definitely not my color. It doesn't fit the space. It's supposed to be very dry. And it's supposed to be dusk as well, so it's like orangish. Okay, so let's double check this. Hey, nice. Whoa. That's very bright. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna have to fix this. That. Okay, safe room 1. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to make it so that disabling environment auto update stops the updating loop. That's what we need to do. We need to get the level. Okay. I need this. And I need the toggle signal. Okay, and then we need to get to the level. Get tree, current scene, and then update. There's a variable here called environment auto update. And we're going to set it to whatever this checkbox is now. Okay, so this should allow us to use the editor sliders to dial in the environment values and just copy them over, place them in the database, in the dictionary of environments. Okay, one sec. Oh yes, and you know what? While we're here, why don't we give ourselves the ability to switch between the various environments? VBox container. Environments. Okay. Now, this is something we're going to have to go prepare in the ready function. Create buttons for environments. So for get tree current scene, for environment key in get tree current scene. Current scene what? Current scene has a dictionary here called environment zone properties. Oh, looks like we're having internet issues. The text of the button is going to be set to the environment key. And then we're going to add child to the environment button. And there we go. It's already been an hour and a half. Ah, dang. Okay. And then we do this. Yes, there we go. Outside, inside, open, inside, dark, safe room. Okay. Now that's interesting. It is a grid box, but it only has one column, so it acts as a V box. Okay. Might as well just change it to V box. Okay. Let's get a label. Environment list. Maybe a panel container. Put that in here. Hi. Well, hello to you too. What should we do here? VBox, theme overrides, constants, separation. Cool. I actually want to reduce the separation here. Okay, that's good. And then also, can we reduce the font size? Font size, get font size. I want to has theme, has get add, theme font size override. The name, that's the name of override. So what type of font we're overriding, or what type of override it is, like bold, underlined, letters, remove theme, get theme font size. And once the name creates a local override for a theme font with a specified name. Okay. So we take the button momentarily, theme overrides, font size, and then it's just font size. You know what? It's easier if I just do... no. I think this is it. Set it to 10. Okay. Oh, it crashed. Didn't like it. Add child. Cannot call method add child on a null value. Well, that doesn't seem right. Okay, you know what? No theme override. I'm gonna worry about that later. I can always just put a theme on the VBox container, override it there. Hello? Okay, what the shit? Ah, Jesus, it's the freaking... I'm an idiot. We changed the location of this environment node because we put it into like a subnode. Come on. Let's give that another test. Okay, now Antoine is working on a cartridge reader, which I am going to program that thing to accept a data cartridge and then modify the contents of a terminal so that it reveals portions of the story and also unlocks a single lock on a safety box. Okay, so we do this. Actually, don't need to do that. We need to see this. Yeah, look at that. The font override works. Okay, so we need to make it so when we click on this environment, it actually sets that environment. So we're going to do the following. Connect. What is the signal? I think it's just button pressed. Let's see. Which is inheriting from the base button. And then we have pressed. Not button pressed, just pressed. Okay. I actually never found out what is the difference between button down and pressed. Because buttons down says emitted when the button starts being held down, which is a single time event. Emitted, and then the pressed is emitted when the button is toggled or pressed, which seems like it would work the same. This is on button down if action mode is set, action mode pressed, and on button up otherwise. Ah, okay. So, interesting. So it's like this will be either the same as this or this based on this property. What's the point of that? Is it like when we switch, maybe if you switch the mode of the button in real time? Okay, we're gonna set it to execute a function when we press it. So func env dev env change new env. So this is the function that needs to be executed, but we need to attach a parameter to it. So we're gonna have to send to self, and the method is a string, and then we bind. What do we bind? Well, we need to bind the environment, the key, which points to a particular set of properties for the particular environment. So when we press it, we get tree, current scene, and then there's a variable, another variable, that tells us what is the current environment. That variable is in a master node, actually, current environment zone. So we don't need to get tree current scene. We just set it to whatever this environment is. I gotta say, something that I still need to put a little bit more time in figuring out is making different environment, or making just a system for environment changes, like interior, exterior, foggy, morning, dusk, dawn, night, day, seaside environment, all that stuff. So let's see, safe room, and that's what we get. Inside dark, and that's what we get. Okay, and then it just kind of switches to that environment. Okay. Maybe we can also add the speed, environment change speed. Let's see. Environment list. Let's do, what is it, spin box? Okay. The value is 200. Oh. Okay. All right. So this is my environment speed. Environment change speed. Let's do that. We're going to get value changed. Okay. And then, well, I think to do this, we do need to talk to the level, because it has a variable called environment transition speed. Okay, so the value is going to be put in here, and this variable is located in the script of the current scene. There we go. Alrighty. Okay. Cool. So you've set this to 20. Okay, I've set this to 2. It's just instant. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can open up this, go inside, and then figure out what kind of values we want to use for the environment. So disable auto update. Okay, so I think regular fog is definitely going to go to 0. Safe room, so fog density is going to be 0. But volumetric fog, god, the freaking collisions. Well, now I can't jump, and I'm stuck. I'd have to look into that. Length. So length is how far. This looks awesome. Yeah, we're just setting up the environment, the feel for it. I might actually disable the collisions on the vines. Jolt? Maybe it's just... yeah, like, I still have to switch to Jolt for sure. Okay, that's length, though. We don't have a slider for length. We might even have to play around with emission energy. Okay. We have albedo, emission. Like music uplifted the experience. Yeah, this is why I got into game dev. It's because the games I played, like, the music was just so goddamn impressive. Okay. I really like this little soul ray shining inside. That's really cool. Yeah, we'll probably make the soundtrack loop as well. Let's see. I kind of like the greenish look. So we definitely need two properties. We have emission and emission energy. So we'll add those two values. This is why I really wish they would just give us the ability to blend between multiple environments. Look at this. Okay, fog volume. Fog emission energy. Can't wait for Cole to make the door sounds for this. It's going to be awesome. Oh yes, and Dimitar made a electronically sealed lockup box, which is going to be accessible if the player collects the data cards, which is optional. They don't have to do it, but if they do, they will get a military machete, military grade something, and like a flash camera, which is supposed to be a beefed up version of the flashbang. Technically, can save the environment resources and read the values. Yes, yeah, we can do that. Takes just as much work though. Like first of all, we would not need to really transition every single property here. So we'd have to write a code that only cherry picks the ones that we transition. So, you know, not exactly better. All I'm saying is I just want Godot to do my job for me. I just wanna be a lazy ass doodah. Oh, now Godot can suck my ass. Doodah day. Color. I'm just gonna place it here. But it's more modular. Well, I mean, you can still program your own system if you want to. Nobody's saying you can't. But considering, you know, how many different environments usually are in games. What's with those 1200 errors? Oh, don't you worry your little head about it. You're just imagining. These aren't the errors you're looking for. Okay. Those are features. Exactly. Okay. Safe room. Color. Perfect. Hello. Hello indeed. Sky effect. Do we want anything else here? Length. Do we want to mess around with length? As long as we're here. Maybe. Just gonna set it to the same value everywhere. Length. Cool. All right, so let's now get these transitions going. So after fog density, we have fog emission. And then we also have fog length. Okay. Emission energy. Okay, cool. Let's run it again then. Did you learn Godot from Heartbeast? I did not. Maybe like 2D player movement tutorial. I think I vaguely recall just kind of like, okay, I need like a quick start at it. let's see what we got. And then the Hard Beast has some videos, and I know Hard Beast from Game Maker Studio tutorials and stuff. So I was like, hey, familiar face. Okay. We definitely need more foliage here. Also, that's really cool. The sunny side gets a different shade of fog than that side. Okay. Now, let's see if we can mess around with the environment and values. So right now we're outside. What do we want to see when we're outside? That's that side. Oh, I'm battling the environment node. Hold on a sec. Let's set emission to... I guess we'll just set emission to 0. And see what we got here. That's scary as hell. It's a something. Man. There's a little pause in the run animation that makes the left hand stick around for a little too long. Okay. Okay, if we set length to 0 or to nothing, might as well not have any volumetric whatsoever. Standard Material 3D has a disable fog feature. I could, but there's no point. At least at this stage, I haven't found anything that needs to just outright disable it. Okay. You know, this is where we gotta battle out between the volumetric fog and regular fog. For interiors could be handy. Yeah. Although you go inside of a bunker or go inside of a derelict location and the inside of it has to have no fog. Oh god, but you can pick up things, right? And you can take them outside. So now you have to program it to toggle between them. Ugh. That's so much work. Okay, first of all, we have a draw distance thing. And the primary job of the fog is to obscure that draw distance. I'm going to set emission to 0 for this. Oh yeah, that's lovely. Okay. Why don't we set that to 0 for now? And then get this fog color under control. Man, like this is actually kind of unusable. Bring back the goddamn fog begin and the fog end. If we want the fog to begin right at the face of the character, good. We'll just set fog begin to 0. Who thought that was such a good idea? Use a shader. Okay. It's a little too generic. Okay. I forget which properties we've changed. Let's go over here. So we're gonna do fog color for sure. There we go. Fog density, this one. Now, volume fog color is this one. Volume fog density. Oh, hello. There we go. No density. Well, yeah, but we do want density. We want that nice volumetric fog look, so now we gotta find balance between this fog. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, we gotta find balance. Oh, interesting. So I guess we don't touch length. Or at least length is just going to be set to this. Okay. Emission energy. Doesn't matter if the color is nothing. Okay. Now, is that going to update the script here if I do this? Nope. Okay, that's fine. I think the sun energy also changed. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely changes that need to be made. Alright, let's see. You know what sucks? It doesn't display the properties here. And it doesn't populate them here. Unless we go to remote. Oh yes, that might actually be a good idea. Let's go to remote so we can see what the values are for real. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what do we want to change here? We have ambient light. That's ever present. Oh yes, and that's not going to change because we have a piece of thing here that auto updates it. Well, as a matter of fact, updating this value here is laggy scheisse. Why is that the case? How tall are you, concept? I have no idea. How tall am I? What can I use here as a reference? I'm about 2 inches away from reaching the ceiling. This is a Canadian home, so you do the math. Well, reaching the ceiling with my hand extended, that tells you literally nothing. Never mind. Okay. Anyways. Let's figure this thing out. I think I need to set the values to exactly what it is set to right now. We're going to do it on this environment. So, fog color is this. Oh, this one. 58, yes. Fog density. Oh, 36. Okay. FCED0B. This fog density. 0.0337. The length is this. Emission is black, 0. Color is black, length is 64. There's nothing else different about it. Well. Oh, man. I love sleeping with the window open, but god damn, does it give me a runny nose in the morning. It sucks. What do we got? This environment looks like ass, yo. That looks better. So, I guess we're talking about the density of the regular fog. So right here. Okay, what else can we do? Maybe increase the density of this one. Okay, the nice little shadow eraser here. I think that works. Okay, I think we got it. I think this will work okay. Now, we have a sun scatter. Let's add that. Okay. Let's see here. Run, and let's see if we can come up with an environment. Sun's angular distance also plays a role in the volumetric effect. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. That does not look good. Although, oh yeah, we have the goddamn draw distance. We need to obscure that. Question is, what are we going to obscure it with? Let's disable environment update. So as soon as we do that, it seems like this is what we have to use, and we just have to dial back the color. So we go outside. This is density of the volumetric fog. And then we got to dial back this. Huh. Well, that's interesting. The color doesn't change, probably because the sunlight, the directional light, is coloring the volumetric fog itself. So maybe we don't need to set the color unless we go inside. So let's do that. I think that's how that works. It's very easy to forget what affects what. Let's see. Yep. That is exactly what that is. Okay, so I guess we'll just work with this. Maybe give it just a less saturated look. Okay, so this is sunlight. Sunlight. Can we change that to a property that's actually built in? Sun color, right? Got it. I really like the fact that it's updating the code in the running game as well. That's really nice. Yo yourself. Okay. This looks interesting. Outside. Oh, fog colors back to, right. Actually, no, this one's fine. It's this fog color that we need to change. Okay, let's, get the goddamn draw distance. Seeing that you have your own dialogue system. Yes, I do. Pretty much every project that has a dialogue in it, I just built something of my own. Also build a dialogue tree designer thing that runs off of the website. So you just go to a website and then build out your dialogue tree, and that spits out a JSON file you can work with. Right. We need to crank up something. Density? Seems like it. Okay, I'm gonna crank up the density, but we're gonna ease up on the saturation. So this is outside. Oh, density was already cranked up. You know, maybe it doesn't update the scripts. I don't think it updates the dictionaries. Let's just reload that. Okay. Okay. Now that actually seems to work okay. I think I can work with this. Mm-hmm. Now when we get inside, we get into the cold zone. And now it's with the crackling. Fun narrative creation tool called Arrow. There's a lot of them. Honestly, there's a lot of them, and if they work for people, they work for people, but I find that there's no learning in just using those kinds of tools that are already pre-made. I've learned a ton when I was making the dialogue system. So, you know, there's particular benefits that pre-made assets just don't give me. Sounds Half-Life. It really does. Like I like the Half-Life ambiences. So and I've played the shit out of the Half-Life games. Still waiting for episode 3, man. Still waiting for episode 3. I think it's coming though. Half-Life Alyx ending was very promising. Okay. So that's cool. What do we need to do now? There's supposed to be a bunch of protective coils on the inside. Maybe we can put that together real quick. Yes, there we go. Which is interestingly enough the opposite of what we usually want to do. It's Blender time. I think they only make alpha games when they need to show off new tech. See, I don't know any other, like, what other games use the Source Engine? Payday, right? Payday use Source Engine. I don't know of any other ones. Like, I don't know. Who are they making the engine for? What are we? The bridge faces. Okay. So we're gonna get some coils here. Yeah, apart from Valve Games, of course. If they're showing off the tech, they're showing off the tech for somebody, right? Unless it's just like a dick waving contest. Be like, haha, we haven't made a game in 12 years. Look at this award-winning technical marvel we just made. All right, bye. See you in another 20. It's like Valve Valve is like it's like a retired veteran who once in a while just like steps into the light and then knocks off whoever's sitting on the throne and then just goes back to obscurity. Any mod games? Vampire Masquerade. Huh. Check out Component Coil TSCN. Really? Component Coil TSCN. Ah, okay. Yes. Okay, so this is what you build the circuit boards out of. Cool. They're missing textures though. Thankfully, well, not thankfully, but thanks to the porting process. Cool. Day of Infamy. Okay, I have never heard of any of these games. D-Day. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we need to get a wire wound coil in here. Not the same kind. I guess Valve still wants to be relevant in the software space. Seems like it at least. man, something that I feel like I should do just to give it an honest try. I feel like I should take my older project, Angler, and then bring it to some kind of a just single level playable test and try to take that project and send it off uh, to seek funding. You know, like all these projects I'm working on, it's all cool and everything. Uh, but everything in here is pretty much just self-projected. I do wonder if maybe I'd have any chances of doing it that way. Never Forgotten Dark Messiah. Postal 3 uses source as well. We don't talk about Postal 3. Okay, this looks nice and intricate. I think I might actually be able to use some of the coils here. Thanks for pointing that out. We are not working on VR Shooter today. No, we are working on Dreadtail. Assets, models, props, and then this is safe room. Safe room wall coil. Okay, so this is going to be on the inside of the rooms protecting the player. Mm-hmm. Protecting from interesting things that most certainly don't want to rip your butthole apart. People have coal make some like humming noise, so when you get close to it, you can hear it. New to the channel, can you explain a bit your idea for the game? Player tries to reach for the mountains, doesn't make it in time. Now she has to survive a full night in the middle of a swamp that is crawling with all sorts of paranormal creepy crawlies. You have to find parts to craft defensive tools, and as you are surviving your way through the night, you start discovering bits and pieces of the story across a whole bunch of scattered locations. That's basically the gist of it. Can I mirror this? Yes, beautiful. So we can match it up. Okay. The game spans the night? Yes. Okay, and I'm just gonna convert to mesh and then rotate. I think, yeah, that would be perfect. As a matter of fact, I think it has to be rotated like this. So that is looking down the y-axis. Okay, join it all. Cool. And then, you know what? I feel like maybe I want to make it a little thinner. And there we go. So it alternates. Okay, we're going to try something here. Global axis is okay, but individual origins. Extrude, scale this way, and then extrude again. Yep, scale on the y-axis to 0, or z-axis, or x-axis. That's got to be the y-axis. But it's individual origins, so we can't really do that. We got to switch back to bounding box, S. We can enable merge, S, X, 0, Y. There we go. And then we can do X, delete faces. Nice. That works. Ooh. Actually, you know what? I think that looks better. It's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to make connections. Only the connections be squished. Okay. I think that's fine. Cool. What can we do that will make this look better? Like pipes. Proportional editing doesn't help. Mm-hmm. I don't think so. It's got to be the opposite. Maybe. You know what? I don't want to make it too heavy. Let's thin it down. Anime popcorn. If you stand to it close enough, you're gonna start smelling toast. Okay. Now, convert to mesh. Join everything together. It's smooth. Sure. Once it gets down to texturing, then we'll sort out. Yep. Okay. Technically, any face that's looking down this way is unnecessary. Mm-hmm. Although, you know what? I might want to hang these also in a slightly crooked manner. This would look cool on the wall. That's actually the purpose of it. Let's export obj. Yes, it's a fairly simple thing. Save from wall coil. This goes to engine, models. Okay, safe room wall coil. Yeah, that's the only thing there. In real life. It almost kind of looks like a native ornament. I don't know what's giving it that look. .3D print props like this, sell them as merch. That is a genius idea. For sure. And technically I don't have to 3D print them. I just have to 3D print one, and I can use molds and recasting to just produce like actually filled plastic pieces. You just need to print the template from it. So yeah, for sure. Okay, we're gonna make what are we gonna make? I think this is a fairly simple one. We're gonna do static. Safe room. There we go. Nice. And let's give it a name. Safe room wall coil. I just realized I removed every flat surface where I could have had a coil on, like an actual coil. So I think I'm gonna undo what I did here. Dang it. Come on. You know, I started noticing a little too many Killdozer memes online. Huh. Folks are on the edge. It's like, haha, yeah, yeah, dude created basically a battle tank. That's funny, funny. How much is a welder? Oh, that affordable, huh? Interesting. Dude's a legend. Okay, let's update this up. Okay, and then we have the coil. Silo control panel, coil. Component coil. Yes, there we go. That's what we want. Once we populate the texture on it, it will have the proper texture. I'm just gonna rotate it here. Yeah, that's fine. Same place you have a transformer. Okay, that is actually quite useful because I can just kit bash a nice protective coil here. Oh man, these props are going to be super handy. Thank you, sir. Let's get them on the Z-axis. There we go. Material port. Let's take a look at that material. Quick load. M underscore EP underscore whoops. M EP pack 01. Hey, nice. That's beautiful. Okay, so we'll go here. And now I can actually place transformers in here. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, they don't have pins, so we could just place them like this, or even better, place them in the way where it's easier to see them. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to have some sort of a hum sound for these. Nice. That is beefy as heck. I'm also going to texture the wire coil to go around these loops. But yeah, this will work just fine. Objects, props, and then this is safe room. Beautiful. So now that we have that in place, we can go here. And technically this needs to be placed around the walls. I would say probably a little bit larger would do. Just a little bit. Oh, come on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Semi-tool for the transformer. Perfect. I see it, Dimitar. Nice talk. Thank you. Thank you for the props. Quick load. MEP pack 1. Nice. Beautiful. Okay. I think this needs to be larger. Okay, now that they're larger, we have more space. Okay, Not sure where that coil used to be. Yes. Okay, that is the size I was looking for. Beautiful. Okay, now we do have something that we can use here. Let me double check this. Does not have collisions on it. And what about... None of these things have... Oh, this one has collisions. Which really shouldn't. So, Node 3D it is. Uh-huh. Whoops. Name. Gotta preserve that name. Yeah, so no collisions on this. That's kind of pointless. Beautiful. Now, there is a point to having the safe rooms, and it's the fact that they actually give the player access to an item if they proceed to locate all the necessary parts of whatchamacallit, of the safety box. So, safety box. Or a locker, technically. We have a locker. Hold on. Do we have a locker? I need to pull from Git just to double check. Just gonna save real quick. Pulling origin. It's not push. Component vacuum tube TSCN. Oof. Okay. Change is present. Component vacuum tube. I need to clear that commit or clear that element. We're not using it anyways. Pull. I'm not talking about that locker, but we probably will be using that here as well. I'm talking about the item locker that Dimitar was working on. Okay, so can we push now or pull now? Yes. And then there we go. Okay. So we have safe room, locker. Okay. Now where are we going to place it? I'm going to get rid of this for the time being. We'll place it in places where it makes sense after we have some furniture props here. Okay, yeah. This is the item. Loading up. There we go. Okay, so this is the item lockup. Hey, nice. This is going to be used to have an item delivered to the player or granted to the player. Now, I think placing it on this wall might be a good idea. Mm-hmm. Now, I generally want these rooms to feel a bit more cozy, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And the particular light that I had in mind isn't the wall light that is being used there right now. It is some other wall light. Just generic lamp, I think. Ceiling lamp, generic lamp. That's the one. Yes. We'll push it out. It's kind of like this. Now let me double check how that looks if we remove this light from here. Bunker wall light. Static body 3D. Why is that? Why does that have a custom icon? What the hell is this? Static body 3D. It's me. Oh, for crying out loud. What are you doing? Icon. Sprites, classes, generic powered lamp. Static body. Okay, that's great and all, but I need to know what kind of node it is. So again, like useless aesthetical additions don't serve a functional purpose, man. We've been over this multiple times. Like I prioritize functionality over aesthetic. Okay, bunker wall light. We need to remove it. It's a static element. Oh god. What the shit? Parental advisory. The fried chicken man. Oh god, that's just creepy. That's like the next Five Nights at what the shit is this? Okay. Okay, so that's what we got. I don't see shadows being placed. It's not aesthetics. So much shit in the underground storage. It was difficult to choose. Oh god. It's all as creepy as everything. Okay, so what's the point of that little icon? Interesting. I don't see shadows here. But that could be because the glass is still set to cast shadows. Might want to make it not cast shadows. It doesn't cast shadows here. So I think it's the light. No, the light definitely casts shadows. What the heck? When I link all the connected stuff, can find better the icons. Okay. Should probably warn us about it instead of just making changes to it right away. You know, kind of a fundamental change. Fog begin and ends coming back in 4.3. Yes, you mentioned that, and I'm thoroughly glad that it's coming back. Okay, so why no shadows? Oh, maybe it's because it's just... Oh, yeah. There are shadows. They're just... The world environment is contributing to that. Okay, so that looks good. Might be a little steep. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. Today's Tuesday. Vimeo upload quota has been refreshed. Nice. Okay, that is not on. The light bounce on the wall. It does have back. Oh, nice. That frosted glass reflection is awesome. Okay. We don't have a... Oh, you know what? The light, in this particular case, it's supposed to be powered all the time. So I think we need to make the on variable become exposed. Oh, it is exposed. Export var on. So why is it not showing up? Oh, fuck's sakes. Antoine, can you stop nesting shit into categories? Like I told you, there's a point to... I don't want to go menu diving to find these properties. There's a point to having those export variables. Right? If I gotta go menu diving, I might as well just extend the script and then place it and override the variables that way. God's sakes. What a menace. Like now I gotta hunt down... Okay, hold on a second. Now we're on the mission. Okay, good. You didn't actually... Well, actually you did. Export group. Stop fucking around with my scripts, okay? You're barred from the scripts forever. You're not allowed to do any sort of script editing. Unless it's terminals. You need to place terminal stuff, but that's it. There's no more scripts. I'm revoking your script privileges. God damn it, man. Where was I? Right. The on state. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. As a matter of fact, hold on a second. Yeah, that's the only one. Okay, so now it should be on all the time. It's not, yeah, powered on, but it's not actually physically connected to... I was already yelled at that for the last time. This is from way back. Okay. Okay. You know, I need to texture this lamp. Yeah, that works. And and you can see it from the window when you get here. Maybe a crafting bench here. Oh yes, okay. We're on the inside now. So let's adjust the fog properties. Oh. I can't open the panel for some reason. What happened? Dang it. What happened to the panel? The developer tools. Environment tools. Visibility false. And then here, visible becomes not visible. Right. Okay, that was really weird. Interesting. When you teleport, you momentarily leave the area. Okay. Now what the hell am I looking for? Environment. It still doesn't want to work. Did I unlink it by accident? Dev. Oh, I did. What the heck? Interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the volumetric light honestly adds so much. Antoine, how far are you from wrapping up the data cartridge? Because this security lockbox is unlocked through those data cartridges. Or the reader that's connected to the terminal. So we're halfway in the ground. Ready? Just gotta be pushed today. Okay, sounds good. So I'm going to be able to work with that. We need to add foundation here. I think I need to make a couple of more foundations because these are too rectangular. We need some more, maybe like ovals and round shapes. Mm-hmm. Oh yes. Also, besides just the foundations, we're also supposed to have some elevated pieces. So foundation prefabs. We had ceilings. And I wasn't using them upside down. It's in locations for some reason. I don't think it's supposed to be in locations. Locations is specifically for pre-made components, not okay, it's for pre-made finished locations, not for components out of which we built the stuff. So I'm gonna have to move that over. It's objects, bunker kit. That's what it is. Foundation prefabs. Okay, now there was also ceilings. I'm gonna have to find it. Let's see. We have a couple of locations that were supposed to be used as quest starts. And I distinctly remember we had some ceilings here. We ended up moving out. Everything is visible. All right, let's take a look at the locations. Security checkpoint. That's this one. That's this one. Safe room, underground storage room, temp lab 1. Yes, there we go. That's the one we're looking for. It was not a scene. It was just this. That's why we couldn't find it. So concrete chunk triangle large. Okay. It's also in locations. Not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be bunker kit. Okay, but concrete chunk, we are going to generate. What are we going to generate? We will have collisions. Let me copy path. Shown file system. Copy path of that material, and then go back here. Concrete chunk. Okay, so when we create scenes for that, we're going to do a selected material right here, and the output is going to go into objects, bunker kit, and concrete chunks. That's going to be the destination. We're going to generate it as, I think we need collisions here. We're probably not going to be seeing too many collisions. The player's not really supposed to be able to get up there, but we will keep it there. Let's create a bunch of scenes. 5 created. All right, now we'll go back to safe room 1. Now we should be able to place this. I suppose we can place it in the ceiling. There we go. There we go. That's what we need. Ooh, that's a big one. That kind of blocks off the opening here that had a nice ray of light. Okay. Okay. So that's what we're looking at. technically, just because we're on the outside of a bunker chunk doesn't mean that suddenly the chunk is just done. So we're supposed to have some pieces of the bunker kind of viewed outside, like this. And that's more or less pretty much all there is to it. You know what I should do? I should just apply the concrete. No, hold on. Antoine's working on the materials. Or I guess we haven't really figured out the approach to it yet. But yeah, we were supposed to work on some materials to get the bunker chunk concrete pieces all worked out. We need a system. Yeah, I'm just gonna paste so we have something to work with. Oh, that's already there. Somebody's going ham on the emotes there. I see you. Oh, don't need the level. There we go. I think Markiplier had an issue with people spamming the like button or the emote button when he did his escape with something something. And because of that, his live stream got banned for hacking, and he got issues with YouTube. You're having too much fun. Calm down. That's basically the idea. All these likes are taxing our system. We can't handle it. All right, there we go. Cool. Let's do wall kit stubby here. Drag that out. This is only one of several safe room locations, however. This is by far not supposed to be the only one. So we're going to have plenty of opportunity of building out some interesting spaces. Now, okay, so let's take a look. So Dimitar had put together a whole bunch of destruction pieces that we can use to create this location. We have a single piece of rebar, rubble set, 01. That's what we're looking for. There's all sorts of stuff here. Okay. Okay, that's floating. That's for the pipes. Right, so we had put together a whole bunch of these props. Dimitar put together basically this whole kit of all sorts of destroyed components. And we're supposed to be able to use them to create any sort of manner of destruction. If you connect the two pieces of wall next to each other with rebar, yes. There's a particular type of rebar. Was it rebar grid? Yeah, that's the one. Okay, let me see what else we have here. We have this one. What's the difference between these two? These are the same. Whoops. Okay, these are the same. This one's for the pipe. This one's for the pipe as well. Okay, got it. I'm gonna have to make sure Dimitar knows. Okay. Yeah, perfect. That works. You can also scale it down a touch. Just get more of it in there. Yeah, that's basically the whole point. Instead of me placing rebar as a part of these bunker chunks and having to then say, oh, well, now I also need rebar in these locations, we just make it as a separate set of props to be used anywhere. Borrowing ideas from that Fallout GDC talk with their modular level development. See, just place it like that and off we go. Needless to say, I'm not going to be placing these right now. That is more of a, polish type of thing. But yeah, that looks awesome. Looks pretty damn good. And then, of course, besides this, I need to create maybe some sort of a spreadsheet or procedure list. Because we need to remember to place a whole bunch of things all over the map. Vines, roots, foliage, debris, right? That's what we need to look at. Take a look at Discord. The cartridge. Ah, yes. Looking nice. That will do perfectly. Beautiful. Okay. So that'll do nice. We're going to use that for basically unlocking these boxes. Nice work. Let's see. Good thing that if you have multiple mesh instances that use the same mesh in Godot, it's same as if you use multi-mesh. Is it? If you have like 200 mesh instances, they all get the same render pass? I did not know that. But okay. Only one draw call, they're batched. That is fascinating because I thought I have to use multi-mesh instances to get that kind of behavior. And otherwise, every single object, every single instance of the same mesh just gets its own draw call. Okay. But if that is the case, only with mobile forward plus render in Godot 4. Okay, so with Godot 4, that's the one that has that feature. So what further benefits does multi-mesh have then? Not sure with mobile. Yeah, as long as forward plus has it, in my case, that's all they care about. Yeah, but what's the benefit of multi-mesh then? Why can't I just use mesh instances now? I guess that's why they call it mesh instance. Cool. Filing cabinet. We need was it comms room? No. Foliage. Which is also not here. Fern plant. I want to reach like portal 1 level of overgrowth. Tree cluster. Having tens of thousands of nodes is less performant. Makes sense. Yep. That makes sense. Okay. Let me double check something. So we know that we have foreign plant. Do I have some sort of an instant scatter tool? Generic utility. Trigger zone, item receptacle, high altitude, environment trigger zone. Utility. DevTools. I don't know if I have that. Do we need to make one? We made the multi-mesh instance object randomizer, which actually, where is that? Tree spawner. Tree cluster. We do have a scatter tool. Scatter 3D. Oh, really? I think that might be missing. I don't think that's supported. As a matter of fact, that's why I'm getting an error every time I open up the project. It's like, yo man, I don't know what you're talking about. Scatter tool doesn't exist. Comms room. Yeah. Okay. Multi-mesh scatter. Ah, it is not here. There's proton scatter, but I don't want to touch that. Bit too much. I think we should maybe work on some additional foliage, but not until I think I should take a break, because it's been 3 hours non-stop. We've made quite a bit of progress here. I think we'll need to create some sort of a mossy ground thing as well. Okay, cool. I'm gonna take a break. Because I need to grab something to eat, get away from here for a little while, refresh, and then we'll come back. Cool? Cool. All right, fellas. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the company. I'll be back.